Me, I'm talking here really with my hand on my heart. South Africans, sometimes they are going to say you are a foreigner and so forth. I don't feel like a foreigner in South Africa. I don't feel like a foreigner in South Africa. I was not born in South Africa, but have been raised in South Africa. I feel myself a South African than my country of birth. I know the story of South Africa than my country of birth. And South Africa has given me everything. I'm trying today to give back to South Africa what South Africa has given me. To try to give my input to help those foreigner or those South African citizens to realize where our focus must be. Our focus must be to push our government to do the right thing so that job must be created. People must have money in their pocket. Foreigner that you see here, my dear South African, even if all of them are out of South Africa, you won't get extra cash in your pocket if you don't work for it. You cannot, the money that the foreigner are getting by selling the street, by hustling and so forth, that money will not come in your pocket. But the bad one, I would like our police really to deal on that issue. The issue of drugs, the issue of crime. Because drugs are destroying the children. I have a very, very soft heart concerning children. Those youth in high school that already are inside those drugs and so forth, I'm begging to the government to put more attention on that. Except that after, when you guys are gone, the South Africa is going to become a very dangerous place to be. All this thing here I'm talking is my own view and advice that I'm addressing to the government and to the South African. Foreigners are not your enemy. But realizing that those bad ones, I'm also pleading to those ones who are trying to irritate South African. When you are to somebody's house, you obey his rules. You follow his footstep. You do what is going to be right for him, that he's going to like. You do like you are baking the place to stay. Because you cannot come to somebody's house and want to oblige that person to do as you want him to do. As that can, even if we become a South African, I give respect to those South Africans that they are born. Because meanwhile, you experience only South Africa. And you have a right to get what you deserve. But don't think that what you deserve, you didn't get it because foreigner took it. I will say that no, foreigner didn't take anything. Foreigner didn't take anything. Even if all the foreigners move to South Africa, it's not that who is going to stop the load shedding, increase the electricity bill, and increase the cost of living. It's not foreigner who make the life become more expensive. No. We are trying to change. Me, I'm accusing those people, those politicians that want to have voters, that they are focusing now in foreigner. When somebody make a rally, when he call foreigner, the crowd is going to be full. People are going to be cheering. Oh, foreigner must go. Oh, foreigner must do this. And all those groups, from Duduzela, from all the groups that are fighting against foreigners, please guys, try to understand. Understanding here is not for you to accept that people that deal drugs, killing your children, must be accepted. But also we must know how to work with the police to address that issue to the police. I know that some of you is going to talk about how the police is, how the management and so forth. In any group, everybody is not bad. So I cannot say all the police are bad in South Africa. No. I knew a very good police officers, very respectable police officer. And I greet you guys. And I say, keep your good work going to make the South Africa safe. Dear brother and sister, let not divert what we're supposed to be asking the government to do by focusing in foreigner. And this message now also go to foreigners. Guys, when I came to South Africa a long time ago, we was having I had a lot of South African friends. When I moved to Port Elizabeth, that is where I spend most of my time. We was going to the location every Friday, Saturday to enjoy ourselves. And I even live in Kwadwesi. I stayed there when that new location was just built. We was all friendly. There was no issue of foreigners. We was humble to each other, respectful to each other. We was working. We was not there to show South Africans that we have more than them or our life is much better than their own. No. We must learn to be humble. We must learn to know that if somebody in front of us don't have something to eat, we must not take our food and go and eat in front of them. That is a disrespect. And even myself, I won't like it. I'm talking most of the time about our brother foreigners that will show themselves up in front of those ones that don't have. If you're humble, you live your life quietly and nicely. If you go to a country, you see people walking with one foot. Even if you have two legs, jack one up and walk like them. That is how to be humble. You don't walk with 2 foot by showing that you guys, you're just jumping in one leg. Me, I can show you guys I'm much better. I can walk with 2 foot. When you do like that, the people for that place won't like you because they'll say that you're trying to show them that you're better than them. If myself, you bring that kind of attitude, even if I'm a born South African, I won't like it. It's our attitude who shape the way that people around us are going to be able to live with us. Guys, let's change our attitude. It's not mean that if we want to buy a BM, you want to buy any kind of things, you can't do it. But if you do it, be humble with it. Be humble is not mean that you're going to wear a clothes that are scattered and so forth. No. Be humble is that you cannot sit and go in front of people that they don't have nothing and start maybe playing loud music and making a party anyhow in front of people that they don't have nothing to eat. They'll ask themselves, we are struggling here to put food on the table. Where these guys get money from? And it's frustrating. And I think that is what most of the South Africans feel before you see them sometimes behave the way that they did on the xenophobia. I'm not giving this as an excuse of xenophobia because all over the world, there's no country that will develop isolated by themselves. You need foreigner to help you to develop your country, because the technology, the teacher, those one in university, lecturers and so forth, we need foreigners, the people that they have those expertise, like doctors and so forth, to treat our people, to give a better health to our citizen. Guys, the cause of my video here was mostly to say, let's think about these political parties that are using foreigner to beat their campaign, and let's focus on the right issue on the table. How to reduce electricity bill, how to put food on our table. That is where most of our focus as a South African. We must ask our politicians to be accountable for. Foreigners is a distraction. They are trying, it's like they are showing somebody a moon, than to look at the moon, he's looking at the finger. We must be careful, we must pay more attention to what our politicians are going to be telling us when they are beating campaign. Foreigner is not a story of a campaign. Foreigner is a distraction. The story of a foreigner is a pure distraction. And to my brother foreigner, when you live to somebody's house, you respect his rules. If you see that you are not going to respect the person's rules, like a good South African say, you fuck off. On this note, I'll say, guys, thank you for watching. Subscribe, and we have more video to come. I think my next topic will be mostly based on family issue. Guys, take care of yourself. May God bless. I love you all. Cheers.